Rune II, Wainomen's Son. Then arose old Wainomen, with his feet upon on the island washed by ocean, broad expanse devoid of verdure. There remained be many summers. There he lived as many winters, on the island vast and vacant, well considered, long reflected. Who for whom should sow the island? Who for whom the seed should scatter? Thought at last of Perlorin, Palerwoden, whatever, firstborn of the plains and prairies, and a slender boy called Samsa, who would sow the vacant island, who the forest seed should scatter. Pelerwoinen, thus consenting, sows with diligence the island, seeds upon the land she scatters, seeds in every swamp and lowland, forest seeds upon the loose earth, on the firm soil sows the acorns, fir trees sows he on the mountains, pine trees also on the hilltops, many shrubs in every valley, birches sow he in the marshes, in the loose soil sows the alders, in the lowlands sows the lindens, in the moist earth sows the willow, the mountain ash, in virgin places, on the banks of streams in the hawthorn, junipers in hilly regions. This the work of Pelerwoinen. Slender Samsa in his childhood, soon the fertile seeds were sprouting, soon the forest trees were growing, soon appeared the tops of fir trees, and the pines were far outspreading. Birches rose from all the marshes, in the loose soil grew the alders, in the mellow soil the lindens. Junipers were also growing, junipers with clustered berries on the hawthorn branches. Now the hero, Wainomen, stands aloft to look about him, how the Samsa seeds are growing, how the crop of Pelerwoinen sees the young trees thickly spreading, sees the forest arise in beauty, but the oak tree has not sprouted. Tree of heaven is not growing, still within the acorn sleeping, its own happiness enjoying. Then he waited 3 nights longer. There as many days he waited, and waited till a week had vanished. Then again the work examined, but the oak tree was not growing, had not left her acorn dwelling. Wainomen, ancient hero, spies 4 maidens in the distance, water brides. He spies a 5th one, on the soft and sandy seashore, in the dewy grass and flowers, on a point extending seaward, near the forest of the island. Some were mowing, some were raking what was mown together, in a window on the meadow. From the ocean rose a giant, mighty Tirsus, tall and hardy, pressed compactly all the grasses that the maidens had been raking, when a fire within them kindled, and the flames shot up to heaven, till the windows burned to ashes, only ashes now remaining of the grasses raked together. In the ashes of the windrows, tender leaves in giant places, and the leaves he plants in tender leaves of giant places, and the leaves he plants in acorn. From the acorn quickly sprouting, grows the oak tree, tall and stately, from the ground enriched by ashes, newly raked by water maidens. Spread the oak tree many branches, rounds itself a broad corona, raises it above the storm clouds. Far it stretches out its branches, stops the white clouds in their courses. With its branches hides the sunlight, with as many leaves the moon beams, and the starlight dives in heaven. Wainomen, old and trusty, thought a while, and well considered, how to kill the mighty oak tree, first created for his pleasure, how to fell the tree majestic, how to lop its 100 branches. Sad the lives of man and hero, sad the homes of ocean dwellers. If the sun shines not upon them, the moonlight does not cheer them. There is not some mighty hero. What was there never born a giant that can fell the mighty oak tree, that can lop its 100 branches? Wainomen, deeply thinking, spake these words, soliloquizing. Kate, daughter of the ether, ancient mother of my being, Rune II, my nurse and helper, loan to me the water forces, great the powers of the waters, loan to me the strength of oceans, to upset this mighty oak tree, to uproot this tree of evil, that again may shine the sunlight, that the moon once more may glimmer. Straightway rose a form from the oceans, rose a hero from the waters, nor belonged he to the largest, nor belonged he to the smallest. Long was he as a man's forefinger, taller than the hand of a woman. On his head, a cap of copper. Boots upon his feet were copper. Gloves upon his hands were copper, and his stripes were copper colored. Belt around him made of copper. Hatchet in his belt was copper, and the handle of his hatchet was as long as the hand of a woman. Of a finger's breadth the blade was. Then the trusty Vainoman Kalevala and well considered, and his measures are as follows. Art thou, sir, divine or human? Which of these thou only knowest? Tell me what thy name and station. Very like a man thou lookest. Hast the bearing of a hero, though the length of a man's first finger. Scarce as tall as hoof of reindeer. Then again spake Vainoman to the form from out the ocean. Verily I think thee human, of the race of pygmy heroes. Might as well be dead or dying, fit for nothing but to perish. Answered thus the pygmy hero, spake the small one from the ocean, to the valiant Vainoman. Truly am I a god and hero, from the tribes that rule the ocean. Come I here to fell the oak tree, lop its branches with my hatchet. Vainoman, old and trusty, answers thus the sea-born hero. Never hast thou force sufficient, not to thee has strength been given, to uproot this mighty oak tree, to upset this thing of evil, nor to lop its 100 branches. Scarcely had he finished speaking, scarcely had he moved his eyelids, ere the pygmy full unfolded, quick becomes a mighty giant. With one step he leaves the ocean, plants himself, a mighty hero, on the forest field surrounding. With his head the clouds he pierces, to his knee his beard extending, and his locks fall to his ankles. Far apart appear his eyeballs, far apart his feet are stationed, farther still his mighty shoulders. Now began his axe to sharpen. Quickly to an edge he whets it, using 6 hard blocks of sandstone, and of softer whetstone 7. Straightway to the oak tree turning, thither stalks the mighty giant, in his raiment long and roomy, flapping in the winds of heaven. With his second step he totters, on the land of darker color. With his third stop firmly planted, reached he the oak tree's branches. Strikes the trunk with sharpened hatchet. With one mighty swing he strikes it. Second blow he cuts it, and his blade descends the third time. From his axe sparks fly upward. From the oak tree fire out shooting. Ere the axe descends the 4th time, yields the oak with 100 branches, shaking earth and heaven and falling. Eastward far the trunk extending, far to westward flew the tree tops. In the south the leaves were scattered. To the north its 100 branches. Whosoever a branch is taken has obtained eternal welfare. Who secures himself a treetop, he has gained the master magic. Who the foliage has gathered has the light that never ceases. Of the chips, some had been scattered also many splinters, on the blue back of the ocean smooth and mirrored, rocked there by the winds and waters, like a boat upon the billows. Smart winds blew them to the northland. Some the ocean currents carried, northland's fair and slender maiden. Washing on the shore a headdress, beating on the rocks her garments, rinsing there her silken raiment in the waters of Kalevala. There beheld the chips and splinters, carried by the winds and waters. In a bag the chips she gathered, took them to the ancient courtyard, there to make enchanted arrows for the great magician, there to shape them into weapons for the skillful archer. Since the mighty oak has fallen, now has lost its 100 branches, that the north may see the sunshine, see the gentle gleam of moonlight, that the clouds may keep their courses, may extend the vault of heaven over every lake and river, over the banks of every island. Groves arose in varied beauty, beautifully grew the forest, and again the vines and flowers. Birds again sang in the treetops, noisily the merry thrushes, and the cuckoos in the birch trees. On the mountains grew the berries, golden flowers in the meadows, and the herbs of many colors, many kinds of vegetation. But the barley is not grown. Vainoman, old and trusty, goes away and well considers, by the borders of the waters, on the ocean's sandy margin, finds 6 seeds of golden barley, even 7 ripened kernels, on the shore of upper Northland. And the sand upon the seashore hides them in his trusty pouches, fashioned from the skin of squirrel. Some were made from skin of marten. Hastens forth the seeds to scatter, quickly sows the barley kernels on the brinks of Kalu waters, on the Ozma hills and lowlands. Hark! the titmouse widely crying. From the aspen words as follows: Ozma's barley will not flourish, not the barley of Wainola, if the soil be not made ready, if the forest be not leveled, and the branches burned to ashes. Wainoman, wise and ancient, made himself an axe for chopping, then began to clear the forest, then began the trees to level, felled the trees of all descriptions, only left the birch tree standing, for the birds a place of resting, where might sing the sweet-voiced cuckoo, sacred bird and sacred branches. Down from heaven came the eagle, through the air became flying, that he might this thing consider, and he spake the words that followed. Wherefore, ancient Wainoman, hast thou left the slender birch tree, left the birch tree only standing? Wainoman thus made answer: Therefore is the birch tree left standing, that the birds may lice within it, that the eagle there may rest in, that may sing the sacred cuckoo. Spake the eagle, thus replying: Good indeed thy hero judgment, that the birch tree thou hast left the sacred birch tree standing, as a resting place for eagles, and for birds of every feather, even I may rest upon it. Quickly then this bird of heaven kindled fire among the branches. Soon the flames were fanned by north winds, and the east winds lend their forces. Burn the trees of all descriptions, burn them all to dust and ashes. Only is the birch tree left standing. Wainoman, wise and ancient, brings his magic grains of barley. Brings his magic grains of barley. Brings he forth his 7 seed grains. Brings them from his trusty pouches, fashioned from the skin of squirrel. Some were made from skin of marten. Thence to sow his seeds he hastens. Hastes the barley grains to scatter. Speaks unto himself these measures. I the seeds of life am sowing through my open fingers, from the hand of my Creator, in this soil enriched with ashes, in the soil to sprout and flourish. Ancient mother, thou that livest far below the earth and ocean, mother of the fields and forests, bring the rich soil to producing, bring the seed grains to the sprouting, that the barley may well flourish. Never will the earth unaided yield the right nutritious barley. Never will her first force be wanting if the givers give assistance, if the givers grace the sowing, grace the dollars of creation. Rise, O earth, from out thy slumber, from the slumberland of ages. Let the barley grains be sprouting. Let the blades themselves be starting. Like the virgin stalks be rising. Let the ears themselves be growing, and 100-fold producing. For my plowing and my sowing, for my skilled and honest labor. Ukko, thou, O God up yonder, thou, O Father of the heavens, thou that livest high in ether, curbest all the clouds of heaven, holdest in the air thy counsel, holdest in the clouds good counsel. From the east dispatch a cloud, from the northeast send a rain cloud, from the west another send us, from the northwest still another. Quickly from the south a warm cloud, that the rain may fall from heaven, that the clouds may drop their honey, that the ears may fill and ripen, that the barley fields may rustle. Thereupon benignant Ukko, Father of the heavens, held his counsel on the cloud space, held good counsel in the ether. From the east he sent a cloudlet, from the northeast sent a rain cloud, from the west another sent heat, from the northwest still another. Quickly from the south a warm cloud, joined and seized the clouds together, sewed together all their edges, grasped the cloud and hurled it earthward. Quick the rain cloud drops her honey, quick the raindrops fall from heaven, that the ears may quickly ripen, that the barley crop may rustle. Straightway grow the seeds of barley, from the germ the blade unfolding, richly colored ears arising, from the rich soil of the fallow, from the work of Wainoman. Here a few days pass unnoted, and as many nights fly over. When the 7th day had journeyed on the morning of the 8th day,